Today we celebrate the Feast of Saints Joachim and Anne, Jesus' grandparents. I really didn't know my grandparents. My grandparents, three of them had died in Ireland, and I met my grandfather in 1977. He was well into his 80s at the time, and you're only visiting for a week, so you really don't get to know him. But every once in a while, Mom and Dad would talk about their parents, that kind of thing. So I was not fortunate enough to grow up with grandparents. And I think it's wonderful when children have the opportunity, if they have good grandparents, to get to know them. I know the big joke is that grandchildren are spoiled by their grandparents to get even with what kids did to them. But that's okay. The grandparents aren't there to discipline the children. I think grandparents really, as this the first reading said, should be an example to the children. Also bring part of the history and the lore, the history of the family and some of the values that they learned as children, and should help pass that on, because the parents can't do it alone. And I think that's what the joy of the church is, that we work with the parents to help raise their children in faith. So I think grandparents, if again, good grandparents, can be a really good example of how one should live one's life, and also offer advice, and maybe, not having to discipline the grandchildren, can look at their situation in a little bit different way. And that's good. That's good. Sometimes in the rectory, I feel like the grandfather, because of my experiences that I'm so much older than Patrick and Larry. I'll talk about how my brothers and sisters used to play around Stag Field as Oppenheimer was splitting the atom. My sister probably talked to him because she was such a gregarious young lady. So you did? And I said, I remember this, I remember that. You do? How old are you? And then when I tell Father Larry it's an icebox and he can't find it, he'll come back to me and say, but see, I'm not a grandfather and I don't want to be a grandfather. But it's the whole idea is that I think each and every one of us, no matter how old we are or how young we are, can offer wisdom. And I think that's what grandparents are about. So whether we are grandparents or not, we should be examples of how for young people, so that they grow up to be good men and women. And every once in a while, throw something at them like it's in the icebox and see what happens.
Thank you for participating in this production of our virtual Mass. Your presence means so much. Every day, so many parishioners connect to OLPH through the digital ministry. The digital ministry is one of almost 80 ministries supported by the parish. That's why your support of the parish is crucial, so we can continue to have the resources to fund all of our ministries that touch the lives of many. Thank you for watching, continue to watch, and thanks again for your support.